Radio City Tower is no longer the name of Liverpool's iconic observation tower, but what will it be called now, and what's the connection with Birmingham? What Liverpool project will cost the same as a new passenger plane, or maybe a Manhattan apartment? That's if the council decide to approve it. It seems Liverpool is starting to turn a corner on its previously stalled projects, though one apartment development has unfortunately just stalled. And what's all that about Sinking the Strand? That's the big wide street next to the Waterfront. And when is this plan likely to go ahead? Don't hold your breath. Hello and welcome to An Eyewitness. For this update, I thought I'd do something slightly different. It's a kind of summary of some of the announcements concerning construction in Liverpool that have come up during the last month or so. So it's a different format, but we'll see how it goes, and if it seems to work, then I can do another one, maybe every month, one for Manchester as well. So here goes. It was announced in late October 2024 that Hits Radio will be moving out of Radio City Tower. This was announced by owners Bauer Media. They had already changed the name of the station from Radio City to Hits Radio in April and switched off the Radio City 96.7 neon signage at the top. The final broadcast from the tower will be on Christmas Eve. It's the end of an era. In my teens, I remember listening to Radio City via a hissy FM signal. Like Liverpool, I found it ultra cool. It's not a cliche to say that the tower is an icon of Liverpool, and it has now reverted to its original name of St John's Beacon. It was built from 1966 to 1969 and opened in 1971. I remember visiting in that year as a child. It had that new building smell of concrete and metal. The lift whizzed us up to the top in 30 seconds. The view was awe-inspiring. In 2020, it was Grade 2 listed. At 138 metres or 453 feet, it's the second tallest structure in Liverpool. The tallest is still West Tower, completed in 2007. The end of radio broadcasting from St John's Beacon seems to signal a decline in local radio. It's left to the community radio stations to fly the flag. The tower was designed by James A. Roberts Associates of Birmingham. Jim Roberts was a highly respected architect who also designed Birmingham's Rotunda. Can you see the similarity? Both tall and round. He died in 2019 at the age of 97. He left his mark on both cities. As for the future, on social media, people say they would like the revolving restaurant to return, but the future for the tower is uncertain. It closes at the end of 2024. It was announced on the 5th of November last that Liverpool City Council will decide whether or not to approve the plans for Liverpool Baltic Station. Some people might say, oh come on, is there any question of whether it should be approved or not? Can't we just get on with it? But as I've said in the past, things seem to take far too long in the world of planning. It's different on a domestic level. Last month we decided we needed to get rid of our old car and buy a new one, well, a used one. It was all done and dusted within a week. Not so with infrastructure projects. There are many legal and financial hurdles to overcome. The station will cost just under £100 million. I found that difficult to visualise. Is that 100 dream homes in Heswall? A brand new Airbus A321neo? Or maybe an upmarket penthouse in Manhattan? In the event that Liverpool City Council decide to approve the new station, fingers crossed, work is likely to begin in 2025 and complete in 2027. Previously, I featured a stalled project in the Fabric Village. It's on Gildart Street, next to the busy Islington dual carriageway on the north edge of the city centre, not far from London Road. The scheme previously stalled after 2 vehicles collapsed. No, not vehicles with wheels, but special purpose vehicles, SPVs. That's to say, companies set up to deliver a project. A new developer, Melior Group, has taken over the site, and in liaison with the City Council, they've made some changes which they hope will allow the project to restart. The application for the amendments has been submitted. Darren Muir, director of Pegasus, the company advising on planning matters, made an interesting comment. He said, there are too many stalled schemes across the city, but with some pragmatism and collaboration, this number will start reducing. And for a less optimistic view, Read the article by Liam Thorpe in the Liverpool Echo, link below. And nearby, a student residence off Gildart Street has been recommended for approval by the City Council. Another project, another step on the road to the regeneration of this part of the city, which I think has got great potential. And there's a company set up to promote the district. It's the Fabric District CIC. That's the Fabric District Community Interest Company. And they've put together a vision for the regeneration of the area. Take a look at their website, fabricdistrict.co.uk. I'll be following how things go. The Albert Dock needs no introduction. It's such a great place. How could it be improved? But things are happening. Since last year, the Tate Modern has been undergoing a £30 million renovation. Parallel with this, a proposal has gone into the planning department to, and I quote, carry out landscaping works at Hartley Quay, Mermaid Court and the Northern Gateway at the Royal Albert Docks, including introduction of new planting, removal and replacement of trees, new accessible routes, works to level existing hard surfaces, new fixed furniture and associated works. I've taken those words directly from the planning application. My initial reaction is, I thought this area was fantastic as it is, but if the plans are approved, it said it could bring various advantages like adding 40 species of adaptive plants to the dockside, the addition of almost 3,000 square feet of public space, including a functional extension of Tate Liverpool. They also intend to challenge street clutter and encourage dwell. I think what they mean is that people will stay around for longer. The plans will, they say, modernise and activate the Royal Albert Dock for the local community and visitors alike. But isn't it already modernised and activated? Well, we'll see what happens with it. Near the corner of Leeds Street and Scotland Road, I featured this area in the past, including the abandoned Westminster Park project. Next to Bevington Bush, that's a short section of street close to Scotland Road, a planned development will be brought forward by Legacie. This developer seems to be doing a great job taking over previously stalled projects in Manchester and Liverpool. The new project is going to be called Soapworks and it's designed by Faulkner Chester Hall. It's good to see progress in this part of Liverpool. Better late than never. Just round the corner though, the news is not so good. The development previously known as Scholars Court, which when I visited I saw had changed to Kingsway Square, has stalled. It was originally a project by Sourced Developments Limited. The SPV, remember? Special Purpose Vehicle called King Square Limited, went into administration. It seems that the delay in getting on site caused it to stall. The costs increased, it was no longer viable. Seems like a vicious circle. Well, all we can do is keep an eye on it and hope it gets back on track. But there's good news about a major stall project which I featured previously. This is the planned project by Chinatown and Great George Street, which stalled in 2017, leaving a gaping, undeveloped patch of overgrown land right in the centre of the city between the Baltic Triangle and the Anglican Cathedral. So what has happened? Well, Liverpool City Council have purchased the site out of administration. That happened at the end of November, after the High Court approved the sale. The council received some assistance from the Liverpool City Region Combined Authority and from central government. It should now be possible to make a start on new plans for the district, which will tie in closely with the Baltic Triangle and Liverpool Baltic Station, assuming it's built, both just a short walk away. And at the beginning of November, it was announced that plans for the redevelopment of the long-delayed Central Docks, part of Peel Waters, have been approved by the government. A £56 million grant will help to get things moving. There will be lots of new places to live there, as well as extensive green areas, including a new park. A month later, it was announced that Graham, and that's not a guy, but a company, will be getting the job of investigating the site and drawing up plans for new infrastructure. And just a few years after the road layout in front of St George's Hall was completely rebuilt, Liverpool City Council are looking to recruit an expert team of placemakers to develop the area. The contract is worth £140,000. But hold on, placemakers? That's not a word I could find in the dictionary. Pacemakers, yes, but not placemakers. Well, if you look on Wikipedia, you'll find information on placemaking. That's to say, a new type of urban planning that's better than what happened in the past.
Placemakers sounds much better than planners. It's another example of how decision makers, architects and placemakers, use a different language to the one used by the general public, with words you won't find in the dictionary. I try to be a link between those groups and the public. I use plain language and try to explain specialised terms used only by professionals, and throw in a bit of humour as well if I can. Another master plan is being drawn up for Liverpool Waterfront, and I recently saw a very puzzling headline: Sinking the Strand. Sinking the Strand? It sounds almost like they want to sink the reclaimed land back into the Mersey and go back to how it was in the 17th century, when the river came right up to the Church of St. Nicholas. But what they mean is that the big, wide street, known as the Strand, a major north-south route within the city centre, will be placed into a tunnel, I think from around the King Edward Triangle, extending down towards the Albert Dock. Let's remember the gory warehouses once stood on this site, but they were demolished after bomb damage in the Second World War, creating the wide-open highway with a very wide median, acting as a barrier between the city centre and the pierhead. So the area at ground level, once the tunnel is built, could be pedestrianised, or to use the more specialised term, turned into public realm. Sounds like a great plan. The only catch is the window for delivery. How many years? Not 10, not 20, not 30. It could be up to 40 years. So don't hold your breath. I hope you found this video interesting. It's the first time I've put together a selection of development stories that came out during the last 5 or 6 weeks, gathered from local media. Sources include Place Northwest, the Liverpool Echo, Growth Platform and BBC News. I can do more like this for Liverpool and Manchester, but let me know what you think. So please like, subscribe and comment. And if you want to support what I'm doing, please donate to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/AidAnEyewitness, all one word. The videos do take quite a bit of time to research, edit and prepare, so thank you very much. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und auf Wiedersehen in Liverpool.